What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? This is Terrible T back on here with another one. So today I'm doing an interview and I have a special guest, Ivan Romance. And the special part about this time is I'm also doing a battle of the sexes segment where not only am I interviewing him, but I'm also addressing certain relationship issues and questions. And we both are going to give an answer on these questions to give people some advice, some help, and some more knowledge when it comes to their mates, their marriages, and their relationships. Ready to go?
I'm ready to go.
Let's do it. All right. So for everybody that don't know, I am Terrible T, and this is the Sessions Podcast. And my special guest today is Ivan Romance.
Yeah, hey,
In the
how y'all doing?
building. What's up?
Yeah, I appreciate you. Appreciate you.
How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm blessed. I feel good. I'm happy everything's lining up for me. So, yeah.
Well, I definitely appreciate you coming through. I know you've been a busy man. You've been traveling, been your book tour, getting those
Mm-hmm.
books off.
Yep.
We finna get right into it.
Okay.
Okay, so who is Ivan Romance? Like, tell us about yourself. Who is Ivan Romance?
Romance is well, all my books usually got a love story into it.
Okay.
It's always some type of, a lot of my books is entertainment with gangster or poverty. I call them rags to riches stories. It's always some type of love in there. I'm a lover boy myself, so and I believe in romance, love, and everything like that. So that's my I stand on that brand, Ivan Romance. Ivan's really my middle name. I like my middle name a lot. Instead of my first name, I can't stand my first name. I said, let me go with my middle name then. So Ivan, that's what comes from in romance. I just love love. And so I just love, uh, sweeping the woman off her feet and stuff like that. Things like that. So, yeah, that's what I'm all about. My book's all about, it's like entertainment, but it's always gonna be some type of love in my books. So, yeah.
Okay, I like that. I like that.
Yep.
Now, here you go for all you people out there that love. This is the man that's writing the books to really give y'all some insight or just give you some type of visual fantasy aid on romance.
Mm-hmm.
That 2024, I
Yep.
think a lot of people have lost the idea of being romantic. You know, like chivalry isn't dead.
Nah.
You allow it to be. People,
Mm-hmm.
it takes away from the connection.
Right.
You know. So what inspired you to write books?
Well, I always had an imagination. I write fiction books, but I always had imagination, meaning that when I was a kid, I had toys and stuff like this, but I always had a pencil and a straw, and I always can imagine them as characters. I know it sounds weird, but my imagination has always been unique. So my granddad, pretty much like my father figure in my life, he'd be like, "What are you doing?" I don't know. It's like a movie in my head. So we all got gifts. Everybody person that's alive, they got a gift. You just gotta find what it is. My gift was just coming up with stories. And how I got deep into writing, I was actually flirting. I used to write erotic poems, erotic things to women and flirt with them, and I always got good reactions to women. And it was a friend of family on my dad's side. I flirted with her with it. I'm like, okay, I'm going. She's a cougar. I'm only at the time only about 21, 22 years old.
Okay.
But I'm like, she's older. I like older women. See what I get everybody else. Let me see if I can get it to her. Got her. And she's like, no, this is actually good though. And no one really, me coming from, I didn't think I was intelligent and nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know what I was doing. I'm just doing this so I can get, have ladies want me. I didn't know what I was doing. I thought it was just like, come very detailed in my writing. So she kept saying, no, you need to take this more seriously. She kept pushing me and pushing me. And I said, you know what? I'm going to see what she's talking about. So I started putting my first book. It's called Green Eye Monster. That's a erotic novel as well, and it's romance as well. With that book, I started sending samples out, little small samples out. I kept getting good reactions. That year that was 2013. And then I kept going, putting samples out. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't even have a book out. I'm just putting samples out, you know. And one day, it's 2014, I get an email from an author. She was like, hey, I read your samples, and I know a publisher out in California, small publisher, but I know one. She'll let us sign you. I'm like, oh, okay. what she's talking about. She got to talking and everything like that. She presented me the contract, went over the contract and everything, and I signed. But during that process of me being on that company, I knew I didn't want to be in it. Meaning, while I was doing it, I wanted to be Ivan Romance. She said, no, your name gonna be Casanova. Like, oh, what? She said, that's your name. Remember, it's in the contract. I had to play by her rules. So I even got advance and everything. So I'm like, okay, I want Green Eye Monster, my book to look like this. The book is black and green. The book is black and green and everything. She said, no, I want to look like that. I want to have like a scary feel. But she said, I don't want to look like it's gonna look like this. I said, man, I shouldn't have signed this contract. Fast forward, the husband, the owner, like the wife and the husband that owned the label end up closing down the label, the publishing company, and I ended up being free. And then we're gonna get deeper to it. So I ended up meeting a woman down in Dallas, Texas. She had a cowboy hat, cowboy boots, and my white Maserati with a bust down Rolex. I said, "What you got?" Me, I've never been the person to be afraid of talk to someone, ask some questions. I see some successful, I walk up to you. So I walked her to her. I asked her, I said, "Hey, what you got going on?" I got to know. And she said, "I'm a writer." I'm like, oh, okay. You write movies, anything? She said, "No, I write books." I'm like, "Can you put me on?" She said, "No, you put yourself on." I'm like, "What do you mean by that?" She said, "I own a publishing company." And she said, "You could do it too." Took their advice and I started my own publishing company. So how I got into writing is I knew my gift, like I said, it's a gift of mine, is coming up with stories. I just knew, I was like, okay, if I put this in paper, I'm gonna make some money and probably impact some people's lives. So that's how I got into writing.
And the good thing about knowing yourself and
Hmm.
knowing what you want when you are creative like that and you going after your dreams, you have to be mindful of people trying to come in and take over. That's a real thing. Changing who you are.
Hmm.
You have to fight for yourself. You have to stand your ground. Because if you don't stand your ground, you'll fall for anything. You'll
Yep.
get lost. And I think that's one of the things that we are witnessing right now to a lot of celebrities. Losing that insight of who you are.
Hmm.
So where do you see yourself in 2 years?
Memphis, Memphis, Tennessee. I get a lot of support down there.
Okay.
I've been down there multiple times. I mean, more than 10 times. And every time I come down there and sell books, I don't come back home with none, really. They support me. Ain't just about the money and the book sales, is that it's the holding hands. I mean, when I say holding hands, I see when I'm down there, right? It's a suburb called Cordova, but when I'm down, it's bad everywhere. Everybody got a hood. It doesn't matter. When people say Memphis, oh, hood, doesn't matter where you at in the country. It's a hood everywhere. But I'm just saying what I see, the positive thing. Because remember, if it's a negative, it's a positive. I'm talking about the positive things I see down there. Man, so many black folks that got businesses. When I see the sisters, I call it the successful black woman kit. They got a big Louis Vuitton bag. They got a Mercedes Benz, and they got a career or some type of business, and they're really successful at it. Cause when I sell these books to these sisters and stuff like that, and brothers, they all tell me what they do. I ask them questions: "What you got going? What you do with your life?" And they tell me what they do. And just seeing that in Memphis, and then people like, for example, I sold my book to a hairstylist. She said she got 1,500 clients. She read my book. She said, "You know, I want to help you out. I'm gonna put all your books in my shop. I don't even want no money off of it. I'm just gonna do this to help you out." That's what I mean. That's why I say about holding hands, and that's why I want to move there. Plus, it's cheaper, and the summer's is long, the springs is nice, and the winters are short. And the support there. So I see myself there in 2 years. I see myself where I'm at fifth book, 5 books now. I'll see myself at 10 books by then, and probably a movie done by then too as well in 2 years as well. So yeah, that's how I see myself in 2 years.
So did you bring anything? Did you bring a book?
Yes, I did. Cocaine Republic. It's one of my books I wrote as well. Sorry I didn't bring any more books because, like I said, I went down. I just cab back from Memphis last night. I literally took over 100 books there, and it came back with just a few. So that's what I mean why I want to move there too as well, because of the support. But I bought this book, Cocaine Republic. It's pretty much about a Latin kid coming from the poor city of Columbia. He gets a full scholarship in soccer. While in college down in Florida, he built his own cocaine cartel. Where does he trying to take care of his people because government's corrupt? So yeah, it's a process he's going through. He's pretty much just groomed into the cocaine business as well. So soccer is just a talent he's good at, but his whole mission is I don't care what I got to do to get to America to take care of my people. You know what I'm saying? I got the distribution, but how can I get myself out there known and get in America? So everything is just like a tool. Soccer just a tool, so as well. And a lot of my books are rag to riches stories. I just love it's basically where I come from, rags to riches, rags to riches. So reading one of my books, it's gonna be the typical of someone's poor, come out of poverty, but they get into some money. So yeah.
I love it because they're relatable stories.
Mm-hmm.
You know, um, people where we from, come from struggle. A lot of us, different types of struggle. Some of us come from low struggle, need, high, but everybody come from a different type of struggle, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
And your books are relatable. So it's like people reading your books, they're not reading them with the imagination of this is a fairy tale. These
Mm-hmm.
things could never happen in real life.
Mm-hmm.
So get these books, y'all. Y'all have to get these books and let it stimulate you. We need some romance in the world.
Mm-hmm.
What's next for you?
What's next for me is movies,
Okay.
theater.
Okay.
Well, I got a vision. I got a vision board. I tell everybody get a vision board because it's in the Bible, Habakkuk 2:2, verse 3. If you write what you write down in tablets will come true. Put the work in, pretty much, and everything I put in my vision board comes to light. So what's next to me is movies, and getting a theater. I see myself not me acting, but writing plays and my books becoming plays. Some of them. So that's what's next to me to bring the books to real life characters. That's a goal of mine. So yeah, I'm really big on manifesting and putting the work in. I just want to talk a little bit more about that. Like I said, I manifest this. You know what I'm saying? My books, everything come from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? This was the manifestation. I wrote down what I want. I said, hey, I'm going to write books and I have my own publishing company. It's not as in physical. So things that can come to your mind can come to true in real life. You put the work in. Like I said, you have to put the work in and pray and work, and make sure you concentrate and make sure you got a good team around you, people that support you, a good support system. Because it's an old saying, where birds flock together, it's true. You're around a bunch of losers, you're gonna lose. You're a bunch of winners, you're gonna win. When I'm down in Memphis and stuff, I'm around winners. I see people with Porsches and Lamborghinis and ministers and stuff like that. When they come up and they shake my hand, buy my books, and they got all this money and careers and degrees, I'm not jealous. I just want some of that too. I want to be around that. Like that sister that said, "Hey, I got 1,500 clients." I'm like, "How'd you do that?" Word of mouth is a powerful thing, networking and stuff like that. I didn't get jealous. I would say, I want to be around you. What's your number? I need to be on people like that's going to help you grow. So with the work, a good team, and manifestation, and plus a vision board, you see the vision every day, that's going to take you far in life because I'm seeing it right now. So I never thought I used to work. I come from working like all type of jobs, like Burger King, McDonald's, factory jobs, all type of stuff. And this wasn't working for me. But like I said, we all got gifts. When I start using my gift, things start happening. Things start happening for me. So you gotta put the work in. You gotta believe in yourself. So sometimes it's hard for people to see what you believe in because they don't have your eyes. That's why they don't have your vision. So that's all I gotta say.
You see, I want to add to that because people make sure that you are living for your vision and your passion, what you passionate about, and not nobody else's. Because sometimes, you know, people can they don't know themselves,
Mm-hmm.
they haven't found themselves, but they're around positive people. They're around people that's go getters. They're around people that have a vision. They're around people that's actually, working to get to what they're passionate about.
Right.
And sometimes, you know, it's people that be around you, family, friends,
Mm-hmm.
mates. They probably haven't found themselves yet. Don't
Yep.
know where. And sometimes a person can get so insecure about what they ain't got going on, that it can kind of like make them feel a way about seeing success.
Mm-hmm.
To some people, success is not attainable.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a reality, and it's something that it's unfortunate, but everybody doesn't have the same mind spectrum when it comes to success or how to get
Right.
there. Okay, so it's like one of those things where you don't know where you at, you feel lost, or you feel like you haven't figured it out yet. It's okay. It's really okay. Sometimes, we have to heal ourselves from certain situations in order to be able to see. Because if your mind is blocked with trauma and BS and everything else, you won't be able, everything will be fuzzy. You won't be able to see. It's like a scramble board.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the concepts that you are sharing with viewers, because I know it's people out here that not just, being a content creator like myself, or being an author like yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You're probably good at music, you're probably good at drawing, cutting hair, and don't know how to figure out how to get there. And you can get
Like
there.
it's definitely attainable. Like it's some piggyback what you said about cutting hair. I knew a guy in my neighborhood, right? And coming from where you come from, you don't think he should have made it and things like that. But he's always cutting hair. Now he has a chain of barbershops. So I seen, as I was saying, you got sometimes cutting. I know a guy, like I said, cutting grass. He got his own lawn care company, and he got contracts with that too, with buildings and businesses and stuff like that. So I seen it done.
Look at God.
Yep, I'm just saying.
Look at that. So, what advice would you give to people that wants to write books and tell their story? Because there's a lot of people out here that have amazing backgrounds, amazing stories, but they're afraid to tell the story.
Don't be afraid. I meet people every day. I'm in the streets. While I'm in the streets selling these books, I'm in hoods. It doesn't matter where I'm at, and I meet people all the time. I mean, people that fresh out of prison. They like, man, I want those type of books, and I read those type of books. I was in light when I was locked down, man. I was in the feds and everything. Or I meet women. It's like, hey, I'm just gonna give every detail now. I met a woman. Her story is she was a prostitute and stuff like that about one of my books and stuff like that. And she told me her background. And literally 2 years later, she bought my book, Queens Do What They Want. 2 years later, I see her dressed nice. So I didn't know who she was because when I saw her, you could see the pain in her, how she was dressed and everything. I saw her; she was well dressed and everything. And she said, "Hey, I'm a leasing agent in an apartment. I got this, and I'm in school at the same time. Your book changed my life." So me, I'm trying to say is you don't tell your story because you don't know who you're going to impact. I didn't know I was going to impact people like that, like, especially that it can change their lives. I wanted to talk to people, but I didn't know I was going to like change their life and things like that, so they bury themselves. So everybody got a story, and your story could be talked to millions of people who got the same pain or want to hear your story. Everybody got. I live a life saying that everybody got audience, everybody got fans. You just gotta find them fans. You know what I'm saying? So I literally in these streets. I sell my books. I'm very inspired by Master P and Ti, or people who sold their books. Or I mean, not books, but music out their trunk. Because one thing is networking and meeting people. So that's how I kind of copy off their way or use their formula. Because I just love meeting people. I'm a people person, and you just never know who you meet. And I mean, more and people got all type of story. I got people all. You write my story. Can you write my story? Can you help me? Can you help me? I'm like, yeah, I can help you. So don't be afraid, because I know you got people probably close to you saying I wouldn't write that or you're discouraged. Don't. Well, you like, oh, I'm not the best writer. I'm not the best writer either, but it's companies out there like editing. Like for example, like I said, I started my own publishing company. I could tell you a little bit about that, meaning that I write the book and I pay for the editing, I pay for the formatting, I pay for the cover art and everything, and then I ship and I send it out to Amazon because Amazon do got their own publishing company for self-published artists called Kindle Direct Publishing, and they will bring your book to life. So don't think like, well, I don't got the best. I'm not the best writer. It doesn't matter. There's editors out there's companies out there that will fix that for you, fix your grammar and stuff for you. So don't think that don't make nothing. You gotta be Harvard educated to put a book out. You don't. It doesn't matter. So I say do it, and you'd be surprised who relates to your story.
Free game, people. So we are about to get into the Battle of the Sexes segment. Yay!
Yeah.
All right. So basically, I have a couple of questions that I'm going to say, and then we're both going to give an answer, but you're my guest. So I'm going to
Yep.
let you answer first.
Yep.
Usually,
Yep.
ladies is first, but I'm going to be my guest.
Yep.
So I'm going to let you answer first. And
Yep.
then I'm going to give feedback to each question.
Yep.
And remember, everybody, hey, if you like this, please make sure that you comment. Leave some comments. Let me know what y'all think and how you feeling about this battle of the sexes. Should I keep it or not? All right, first question. What to do when your mate lacks accountability?
Hmm. Communication. You gotta keep telling them. You gotta keep telling them. I know it's hard. You do. I dealt with someone like that before. They something happened. They don't want to. Even they right then in broad daylight they did it. They know they did it, but they just don't want to say, "Oh, I'm sorry," or "I did it," and things like that, or they just don't want it to be accountable what they did, or they blame it on you. It's your fault. I did this. It's like I have dated this one girl, right? I remember I called her cheating, and she literally said, "This is your fault. I cheated." So you know what I'm saying. So no type of accountability at all, man. I'm like, man, what? It's your fault. I cheated. So I'm just saying. But if you're dealing with a person like that, communication. If it don't work out, hey, I live a life by saying life too short, or you protect your peace and do what makes you happy. That's how I live my life. So if that person ain't making you happy and they want to take accountable, and I also live by if I wouldn't do it to you, don't do it to me. Really stand on that. If I wouldn't do it to you, don't do it to me. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't got to put up with that, man. You know what I'm saying? You already battling at work and this and that. So on life already out the outside world, when you want to come home, because I believe your relationship is your home. Doesn't matter where you at, it's your home. And that person want to take accountability. You tell them, you communicating. Man, I don't know what to tell you, and especially off you, or you get out to counseling, it still ain't working. It ain't meant to be. So that's all I got to say about that. So yeah,
I'll say, I say report. Okay, no, I'm just
yeah.
well, for me, seriously, I feel like when you're dealing with somebody that lacks accountability, I feel like you shouldn't have to repeat yourself to somebody that's wrong up their child.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, you should be able to express to them and be, transparent and what it is you have a problem with, what it is you have an issue with. If they're not complying, they're not receiving anything you're saying, and they're being narcissists about it. You know what? Space is always great.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people try to play with you and try to play on your top, and sometimes you have to. I'm the type of person I like to, you know, give you an example. Sometimes, it don't have to necessarily mean that I'm holding a grudge or you have to face some type of crazy scrutiny or, crazy consequences. It's more so sometimes you have to step back. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay, well, you think everything I said to you, you're denying it, or, you don't want to take accountability for your part you played in it. So I'll tell you what. And if it's constantly going to, sometimes you have to step back from a person. You just have to give them that room, you know what I'm saying? And just say, you know what? You know how you do a kid when they do something wrong,
Yeah.
and you scold them, you talk to them, and then you tell them, you know what, I'm gonna give you some time to think about it.
Yeah.
I feel like when it comes to stuff like that, especially if you really love this person and if you know that they have it in them to really change it, but they're being stubborn, sometimes you have to space yourself. If you don't appreciate me when I'm in your presence, then you're gonna appreciate me when I'm not around.
Okay.
So my answer to that would be distance,
All right.
because it makes no sense to sit in something that doesn't make you happy,
Yep.
because that affects trust.
Yep.
If you can't trust your mate with the information that you're giving them and them actually receiving it and doing something about it,
Mm-hmm.
compromising, meeting you halfway. Because that's the only reason you're saying something, because you want them to care enough to meet you halfway. Let's tackle this together. If
Yep.
it's a me and you thing that needs to happen, cool. If it's just a you thing that needs to happen, cool. If it's just a me thing that needs to happen, cool.
All
But at
right.
least we both acknowledge it.
I agree.
So, next question. How can you tell if your mate is jealous of you?
Ooh, let me go ahead and take a little sip of
Take a
this
sip.
shit.
I'll take one with you.
So I dealt with I got an ex, I ain't gonna say her name. Was never supportive. I come up with these goals and stuff like that. When someone's not supporting you and they say like you have a they say you want to start a barber shop or a hair salon,
Mhm.
and that person don't want to help you fund it or look up ideas or Google ideas or trying to find ways. He's like, hey, I want to go to barber school or I wish I come up with the money. That person them just giving you something small. They're not trying to Google or find ways for you to go to school to better yourself. The person pretty much jealous.
Mhm.
No one see you grow. Well, I'll do them. Sometimes people be in competition with you too. Mates could be that, which is so. I've seen it done plenty of times. It happened to me. But someone who really care about you and when see you grow, you gonna both win. Because if you winning, they're gonna start winning too. Like for example, I'm winning. If I'm winning in my marriage and things, my wife's gonna win too. If she support me, her support me is gonna help her come too and stuff like that. So sometimes people are selfish, they don't want you growing, or they just like they see how good you are. And sometimes in relationships, they see your talents too. Sometimes somebody getting outside can see how what you're good at and stuff like that. You might be good at baking pies or something like that, the best baking pies, but your girlfriend or boyfriend gonna tell you, oh man, somebody might throw it out there and say, man, you need to have your own baker shop or something like that. But they might come in, I don't think that's a good idea. Somebody might I don't think that's a good idea. It's gonna cost money and that's a business to run, and I don't want that. I don't think you should do it. Really, is that they don't want you doing better than them, or they scared that you might leave them, you might get better. So that's what it is. It's pretty much fear. So that's my take on it.
I mean, I pretty much agree word
Hmm.
for word. Another way, another way you can see and realize that your mate has to be jealous of you is if, and I did a segment. I did a video on this about jealous mates in a
Hmm.
relationship. Um, Sometimes sabotage.
Hmm.
Sabotage.
Hmm.
Sabotage is a huge one. Sometimes, because I've been through it. I've been through it
Hmm.
myself. Because I'm a go getter. You know, I'm a goal oriented person. When I
Yep.
set my mind to do something and I know it's attainable, I'm gonna do it.
Yep.
Whether if it take a month or it takes years, that's what I got my mind set on doing. That's what I'm
Yep.
gonna do. Can't nobody tell me different.
Hmm.
And um, I feel like sometimes when we're in a relationship, we are sometimes codependent on our mates to be
Hmm.
our biggest cheerleaders.
Man,
Seriously,
you're
you know
right.
what I'm
You're
saying?
right.
Like to us, to some people, that's bigger than your family. Because and I'm not excluding family. I'm not saying family is not appreciated when they're happy for you. You expect that also.
Yep.
But the person that you choose to be with, you choose to share your energy, your time, your household, or your life with, you expect that person to be the main person, to
Hmm.
just, be ecstatic about whatever it is that you got going on. And
Hmm.
sometimes people can sabotage
Mm.
your dreams, try to sabotage your goals. You got
Mm.
men that try to get women pregnant, sabotage them right before they get ready to finish their last year of college.
Mm.
For example,
Yep. People.
okay,
Yep.
you have women, you have women out here that do the same thing. You know, oh well, I know that he has a police record. I know he's done this and he's done that, but I also know I see him trying to better himself. I'm so used to him being this thug and in these streets. But that last time he went to jail, that really changed him.
Hmm.
Now he decides he wants to take his money and he wants to invest and get his own business, and he's moving different and he's acting different, and they're jealous because they expect him to be the same thug nigga that's going back and forth
Hmm.
in jail.
That reminds me of the episode of you ever watch Power?
Yeah.
Remember when Ghost wanted to get out the game and Tasha wanted him to stay?
Prime
There
example.
you go. He was.
So
Hmm.
it happens both ways. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? But I think sabotage, a person can try to sabotage everything. We've seen it in movies. The husband or the wife, they're about to win a award at work, or
Hmm.
and the husband or the wife, their mate, all of a sudden has an attitude,
Hmm.
start an argument with you. Some people is just too insecure to be inspired,
Yep.
regardless of who you with. And everybody that you be with and that you marry does not necessarily mean that that's your twin. Everybody comes into your life for how they say it,
The season
a season,
and the
a
reason.
reason, or a
Mm-hmm.
lifetime. And you
Mm-hmm.
have to use your discernment to choose which one.
Deep.
You know.
Yep.
So I thank you again for participating and
Yep.
coming and visiting this session podcast with Therapy T. We so appreciate you. Gonna come back again,
I'll
right?
be back.
Okay, y'all heard that? Got him on camera. He said he gonna come back and kick it with us, and we gonna do another battle of sexes when you come back.
Yep.
We're probably gonna have more questions because you know you there with it. You
Yep.
got some knowledge. You
Yep.
some romance. You can give these brothers some knowledge and some advice on how to be more romantic in your relationships, fellas. Y'all lacking this romance with the women. So
Yep.
get
And
the books. Don't let your woman nag you about the basics. Do it. Okay?
yep. And I got experience because I'm married. So there you go. You talk to a husband right now. So I got experience. So
When a man finds a wife, he finds a what?
a good thing.
I tell you. Well, I want to thank you again. I so appreciate you coming. Can you please give the viewers your contact info to reach you so they can follow you, ask you questions, and support me? His books.
Yep.
I'm this is last one. I'm buying this today after this interview. Just want y'all to know. But he gonna have some. Okay.
Yep.
Your,
Everything is Ivan Romance. That's gonna spell it for you. That's IVAN, then Romance. My website is Ivan Romance. www.ivanromance.com. Facebook is Ivan Romance. Instagram is Ivan Romance. Email is even Ivan Romance. So that's how you get a hold of me. And once you go inside my website, guess what's going to take you? You click on purchase titles, you click on the pictures, it's going to take you straight to Amazon. All my books are on Amazon as well. If you want to get the copy, this paper. I'm not really a paper book reader. It's a little expensive. Well, guess what? You download my ebook for $4.50. So there you go. Everything is Ivan Romance.
man with the plan. Y'all do not be slipping. He's give y'all the contact info. Go ahead and get them books, all right? And I hope you guys enjoyed this segment of Battle of the Sexes with Terrible T and her special guest, Ivan Romance.
Yeah.
Yay! All right, y'all. Smooches.